come and have a seat. So come all the way down. Now, a few people will probably come in and I'll need to get back up, but that's okay. I'll keep my eyes on things. So sit nice and tall, have a bit of a wriggle around. I think there's a few people I haven't met. So hi, my name's Jess. And if you're members and you're just joining class this evening, then welcome back. It's going to be a bit like our little yoga classes, but obviously shorter. We're going to do half an hour-ish and a bit more static. So just a chance to stretch, really thinking about opening the shoulders and opening the hips. But there'll be some breath work and a bit of flow, just not quite as much as you're used to. Rest your hands on your knees, close the eyes, and just take a few deep breaths. Just notice if you're comfortable in your seat or if you feel like you're maybe curling in the lower back. I want you to encourage yourself to lift a little through the spine. And as you lift, you'll feel that natural curve come into the back. Soften around the hips, soften around the shoulders. So even subconsciously, we can be holding the shoulders up, really try and drop them down. So you're trying to make as much space as you can between the top of the shoulders and the ears. So you're trying to open and lengthen the side of the neck. And if you're from Health House, if you've come today because of Health House, then welcome. Nice to kind of virtually be with you. And exhale. Just slowing the breath down. Probably the first time you've stopped today and concentrated on the breath. So just enjoy a quiet few moments before we get moving. Any distractions, anything that you've had to do today that you still have to finish off this evening or you have to look at later in the week, just park that to the side. You can pick it up after practice. For now, I just want you to concentrate on yourself, on how your body feels as you stretch it, what your body needs as you stretch it this evening. So we're all very different. We've all got different levels of ability in stretching or in yoga, and we're all carrying different injuries or different patterns and habitual imbalances. So don't force anything. Things can feel tight, they can feel stretched, but I don't want anything to feel uncomfortable in the joints themselves. So stretching the muscle belly is okay, but nothing deep into the joints. And if that's the case, you just back off, have a seat, lie down, take a rest, or improvise. Drop the chin into the chest. So first off, feeling that stretch into the back of the neck. And then I want you to roll the right ear over to the right shoulder, stretch out the left side of the neck, try and soften the shoulders down as you do it. And then look up towards the sky and take the left ear to the left shoulder and drop the chin back in. So it's slow, not rushing. Roll right shoulder to right ear. Look up to the ceiling and all the way down, left shoulder, left ear, chin to chest. So that's 2 circles. Now go the other way twice. So left ear, left shoulder. Look up to the ceiling and take it all the way around. And left ear, left shoulder. Look up to the ceiling and take it all the way around, chin into chest. And then just look out in front of you. Take the hands to both sides, so reach the fingertips out to the side. Take your head over to the right. So there's more of a stretch in that left side of the neck. So you're opening, try and reach those left fingertips away. If you're really tight in this area, you might feel that stretch down into the left bicep. So reach the left fingertips away, open out that space in the side of the neck. And then come back to center. Take it to the other side. So just let the head fall over to the left and reach those right fingertips out. So feel it stretch down into the bicep. And then we'll go once more each side. So come back to the center and take the head over to the right. Reach those left fingertips away. And back to center. Take the head over to the left. Stretch out the right side. And then come back to center. Take the hands above the head and hook your thumbs. So you're holding on to opposite thumbs. Fingers can just be up towards the ceiling. Right above the head, so not too far back and not forward, above the hair. Pull the elbows out to the side of the room. So that's strong now between my thumbs. I'm really trying to pull the elbows apart, pull my thumbs apart, keeping that tension. Reach the hands up to the sky, straighten the arms. So keep pulling as much as you can. And then as you continue to pull, bend the elbows again. So it's an active way to work the back of the shoulders. So we're trying to work the back of the shoulders so the chest is more open. Pull up and down. Keep going, keep that tension between the thumbs. So you've got active ways to stretch and passive ways to stretch. So passive being when we're just relaxing into things and we're letting the body weight open and stretch. More active being something like this, where we're trying to work the body to strengthen and help the body open tight areas, tight joints. We fall forwards at our computers because we get weak in our upper back. So we're trying to strengthen that area now. Take 2 more. So bring the hands down. Should be starting to feel that in the shoulders a little bit as well. Reach the hands up. And bring the hands down. Okay, then just rest the palms onto the knees. Close the eyes. And now notice how the shoulders feel, how the chest feels. So hopefully a little bit more space across the collarbones. And then from there, bring your hands down to the floor in front of you and just take the knees back. So you're on all fours. So you have 4 points of contact, hands and knees on the ground. Spread the hands wide. I want you to be able to see the carpet or the mat between the fingers. As you take a big breath in, send the chest forward, send the tailbone back, and really try and strengthen the back of the body. So pull the shoulders down. As you exhale, round and arch through the spine. So we're compressing and then stretching out the spine. Compressing and stretching the discs. And kind of nourishing the discs, making them healthier, making them stronger. So they're a bit more resilient. Chin into chest as you round, push the breath out. Inhale forwards, you keep going. Exhale, round. You've got a few more. You're just moving forwards on the inhale. And you're rounding on the exhale. You can catch up, Tristan. We've not done too much and we don't want to see your camera anyway from sunny Barbados. So inhale forwards, open the chest. Exhale, round and tuck your tailbone under as much as you can. So draw in through the waist. I want that to feel strong in the front of the body. Inhale forwards. And exhale, round. Make the next one your last one. So inhale forwards. And exhale, round. Stay with the spine in a rounded position. So we've opened the front of the body, we've opened the back of the body. Now we're going to work round the side. So what you're going to do is roll the spine in big circles. So let the elbows bend. You might need to take a look if you haven't done this before. It feels a bit clunky to start with, but that's all right. It's just because it's a bit of a funny movement and you've not done it before. So you're rolling the spine all the way around, trying to really open through the sides of the body, around the hips, the shoulders, the ribs. Don't be afraid to let the chin come into the chest or to let the gaze come forwards. You can also move into the neck. You don't have to worry about moving into the neck. Very safe to move in and around there. So just keep going, rolling the spine round. Next time you get to the top, we're just going to stop there. And then you're going to go the other way. So moving in the other direction. Might take you a few rotations to kind of get into the swing of things. Just make sure that as you do that, you're not holding the breath. So you want to keep breathing, ideally, all the way through the class, please. Big rotations and big breaths. Okay, you're going to do one more. And then just settle with quite a neutral spinal position. So just find your comfortable position there with the shoulders above the hands. crown of the head long. Now pull the navel into the spine. So I want you to feel like you're pulling the navel away from the trousers, your shorts, whatever material you have around the waist. Pull in from that, tuck the toes under and lift your hips up to the sky. So you create this upside down V shape. So we're opening out through the backs of the legs, pushing down into the hands and relax the head. So try not to look where you're going, just let the head hang heavy and trust and push down into the hands. So spread your weight through the hands, push into the heels of the hands, push into all 10 knuckles, all 10 fingers, and lift your hips up to the sky. I say this quite a lot to members, so you're probably fed up of hearing it, but imagine there's a belt loop on the back of your trousers and someone's pulling that belt loop up towards the ceiling. As they pull your belt loop up towards the ceiling, you're able to stretch the back of the legs more and you're able to lengthen through the spine even more. And then just have a walk around on the feet. So just pedal your feet on the spot, like you're walking on the spot. Stretch the backs of the ankles, the hamstrings, around the hips, the lower back. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Bend the knees. Walk your feet forward. So bring your feet towards the hands. Keep the knees bent so your legs don't have to be straight. You're just going to let all the body weight come forwards. All the weight of the shoulders, the head, the neck, let that just hang forwards. Think again here of someone lifting the back of your trousers up towards the ceiling. So the back of your legs lengthen, head relax. I want you to make sure there's no creases in the back of the neck, so no tension or stress in the back of the neck. Now arms stay completely heavy and relaxed. Push into the feet. Round the spine as you roll up to standing. So curl up through the spine. Really slowly bring it up. Pull the belly button in. Think like a slinky. So you're rolling the spine up, not jolting, not rushing the movements. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. And then exhale, let the arms come down by the side. Chin into the chest and roll the spine back down. So chin in, waist in, roll the spine forwards, slowly coming down. And then when the hands come to the floor, this time you can push into the hands and step back into that downward dog shape, so that upside down V, pushing the feet away and pushing your hands away. So trust your connection down into the hands, really make that strong. And then look to the hands. So you're going to step the right foot between the hands. Now, for quite a few of you, that probably won't come. So step the right foot as far as you can take it, and then grab the right ankle with the right hand and carry it forwards. Rest the back knee down to the floor. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. So you've got to stretch through that left hip. And then you can just take the hands to the hips. Try and tuck your tailbone under. So don't let the hips flare back. Tuck the tailbone under and you'll get an even stronger stretch through the left hip. You can reach the arms back up to the sky. So I want you to think, normally if you're sat at a desk all day, you sit with that hip folded and you have this short angle here, really tight in the hips. So it's nice to open that out. I mean, you could do the math on how long you spend at your desk each day and then times that by 5 for each week. So it's probably worth putting a few minutes aside to do the reverse of that and to stretch it out. One more big breath. Exhale, take your hands down to the floor and then take your left hand out to the side. If you're on a mat, take it just off the mat. If you're on the carpet, just stretch it out to the side and reach your right arm up to the sky. So we're twisting through the spine, rotating through the chest, but also nice big opening through that left hip. Breathe in, breathe out, bring that right hand down underneath the body to the left side of the room. So you're kind of reaching through to the left. Inhale, unravel, reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring it through. Come underneath the left side of the body. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. So try and use the breath if you can, it'll help. Inhale. Exhale. One last time. In. And breathe out. Okay, take both hands to the top of the mat. Straighten your right leg, so you'll have to walk the hands back. And then once you straighten the leg, pull the toes back to the face. So you've got a straight right leg. You're on your fingertips and you're really trying to pull those toes back. So don't let that foot be relaxed. Try and draw the right toes back so you can push that right heel down into the ground. So almost trying to use the resistance of the mat to pull that right thigh in. Feel the stretch through the back of the right leg. A 30-minute class seems very short. I'm just looking at my watch, like, how time flies. Obviously, normally we have a lot longer together. So much I'd like to do. Take one more breath. And exhale. Okay, now come forwards to the top of your mat. Just step the right knee back. Place it next to the left knee. And then tuck both toes under. Lift your hips up to the sky. And stretch down the backs of the legs. Give the head a shake. Breathe in. And a big breath out. Okay, look to the hands again. Either one long big step all the way to the top of the mat with the left foot, or if you need the assistance, you're going to carry that left foot forwards. Rest the back knee down to the floor. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. So tucking the tailbone under, or another way to think about it is if you imagine the 2 hip bones at the front of your body, at the front of your pelvis, you're going to try and pull them up and forwards. I don't know which analogy helps. Either tuck the tailbone under or think about pulling up the front of the hips, and then you're able to move into that stretch and it's more intense through the right thigh. You can just let the shoulders be soft. Make sure you're breathing. It's going to be a lot harder if you hold the breath. And maybe each time you exhale, you actually notice you can go a little bit further. 2 more. In. And exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Take both hands down to the floor. So just move your right hand out to the right side of the room. Reach your left arm up to the sky. So open the chest now to face the left side of the room. Take a big inhale here. Reach your left fingertips up to the sky. As you exhale, thread that left arm underneath the right arm and twist. Inhale, reach your left arm up to the sky. Exhale, take that left arm, thread it underneath the right arm. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it through. One last time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, thread through. And then both hands to the top of your mat or just inside of your left foot. Work the hips back so you can straighten that left leg. You might need to walk the hands back. And then the left toes pull back to the face. Now just be conscious of whether you're hinging at the neck to look forwards. Let the head relax, so glance down to the floor. Don't need to add any unnecessary tension into the back of the neck. We do enough of that throughout the day. I want you to relax the shoulders and breathe. Think about the line of the left leg, so all the way down the left leg. Now imagine you're almost trying to pull that left thigh back in towards you. So almost trying to pull the left heel back towards the body. And then you'll feel that stretch get a little more intense through the back of the left leg. Big inhale. And a big exhale. And then bend into the left knee. Take both hands down to the ground. Step your left knee back. So again, you're on hands and knees. Walk the knees out to the edge of the mat. Point the toes back and stretch the hips all the way back towards the heels. And reach the arms out in front of you. Rest the forehead to the floor. If you can't rest the forehead, bring the hands in. Stack the hands. Make a tower block with the hands. And rest your forehead down there so that you can wriggle the hips even further back. I want you to try your best to relax through the upper body. I want you to avoid feeling like you're holding the arms off the ground. Really soften through the hands, through the forearms, and melt the shoulder blades wide on the upper back. So trying to bring space between the shoulder blades. Take a big deep breath in and a big deep breath out. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Now keep the lower body exactly where it is. Stay down nice and low. Walk your hands all the way over to the left side of the room. So reaching your hands over to the left. Feel a long stretch down through the right side of the body. So stretching your hands over. Feel the stretch from the right hip through the right side of the waist up towards the shoulder. And if you want more, then reach those fingers even further over. Imagine someone's holding that right hip down. So the right hip can't reach over. It has to stay sinking down to the back of the mat. Come back through center and then stay low again. Walk your hands all the way over to the right side now. So we stretch out that left side of the lower back. Imagine someone's holding that left hip back. So as you reach the left fingertips over, you really lengthen and stretch through that left side. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Take one big breath in. And out. Slowly walk the hands back to center. And then walk the hands back in towards you. If you're okay sat kneeling like this, stay like this. If it's too much for the knees, just quickly cross the legs. Take the hands behind the back and reach the knuckles back behind you. So try and squeeze the shoulder blades together. If that's not comfortable on the knees, just sit with the legs crossed. You're reaching the knuckles back, trying to really squeeze the shoulder blades together and slide the shoulder blades down the back. So really open through the chest. Take a big breath in here and a big breath out. And then release the hands. Come and lie down onto your backs. It doesn't matter which way you're facing because you're going to be looking up to the ceiling, not to the camera. So just lie down on your back. Walk the feet out so they're mat width apart. So if you're not on a mat and you're just on the carpet, walk the feet out so they're both a couple of inches out wide of your hips. Let the knees touch in towards one another. So you should feel this inward stretch on the thighs. You might feel like you can't touch the knees quite. You want to get that internal rotation stretch through the thighs. So try and let the knees touch. And breathe. You can rest the hands either down by the side or they can be on the belly or on the body. If you want to wriggle your feet even wider out to the side to get more stretch, then you can do. And just breathe slowly here. And we are going to run a few minutes over, so if anyone does have raging social plans, then feel free to just log off and go. But if not, we'll just run a few minutes over. Most of us don't have anywhere to go, so I'll keep you entertained for a little while longer. Okay, now let the knees come back up towards the ceiling. Walk the feet in a little bit closer towards one another. Take the arms down by the side of the body. Now you can push into the hands. Start by just tucking the tailbone under. So as you tuck the tailbone under, feel the lower back push down into the floor. And then you're going to keep pushing into the feet. Lift your hips up towards the sky. So pushing down into the feet, lifting the hips up, and squeeze the glutes. I want you to feel that strength come from the back of the hips and the buttocks, trying to strengthen that area in order to support the lower back and to support the pelvis. Push the feet down. If you grip the mat with your toes or grip the carpet with your toes, you'll feel the back of the hamstrings working. So you'll feel the legs get stronger. Lift the hips a little bit higher for 3, 2, 1. Roll the spine down. So take it really slowly. Curl the spine down into the ground. Super, super slowly. And then stretch your right leg out. So lie your right leg straight. Lift your left foot and place it on the right thigh. So you're just stepping the left foot on top of your right thigh. Take your left arm out wide to the side of the room. Take your right hand, hold on to the left thigh and pull the left thigh across the body. So you're pulling yourself into a twist through the spine. You might hear a little click or a crack. That's all right, as long as it's not painful. Nothing to worry about. Relax that left shoulder. Relax through the hips. Relax the back of the head. Just breathe. With your exhale, you might find you're able to go a little bit deeper into the twist. So a little bit more space to find. And the body has a very clever way of identifying where it needs to stretch. So for some of you, you might feel it in the shoulder, some the lower back, some the left hip. Okay, and then bring it back to center. Just take the left leg down to the very bottom of your mat. This time, step the right foot on the left thigh. Take your right arm out to the side of the room. And then with your left hand, pull that right knee over, all the way over to the left. If you're quite tight in the spine, it's perfectly normal to feel that that knee won't go all the way down to the floor. So don't worry about that. You just twist and notice where you get to. Notice if it improves as you breathe, as you spend a little bit of time here. And then also you can notice it improve as you come back to practice or to stretch. Just layering. Each time you come back to the mat, just getting a little bit more mobility, or a little bit more strength, finding a little bit more space. And then come back to center. Bring both knees into the chest. Give both knees a hug in, so just squeeze them into the chest. If you're comfortable in doing so, place the feet down to the floor and let both knees drop out to the side. If your hips are super tight, that might be very far from relaxing. So if that's the case, you just stretch your legs out long. And I want everyone to place their hands on the belly, something to be able to feel the belly move with the breath. So as the body relaxes, the breath gets a little bit longer, becomes easier. And it might be quite new to you, like monitoring the breath and observing the breath. Don't place too much worry on it. You manage to breathe perfectly fine all the time. You've got to where you are today by simply breathing. So don't think you can't breathe just because you're struggling to focus your attention on it. Trust that you're actually quite good at breathing. You've done all right up till now. I do want you to notice if you can start to feel more movement beneath the hands. So an expansion as you breathe in. And then this feeling of the belly dropping as you breathe out. Inhale, let the belly rise. And exhale. Just 3 more breaths. Make this your last breath here. And then after that exhale, just start to wriggle your fingers and wriggle your toes. Draw some circles with the wrists and the ankles, so just bringing movement back into those joints, clicking, cracking, mobilizing. And then reach the arms overhead, interlace your hands and stretch the heels of the hands away. Reach them as far back as you can. Point the toes, really fully stretch. And then hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big hug. So squeeze those knees right in nice and close. And then without too much fuss, just rock up to a seated position. So just come all the way up, cross the legs. You can close the eyes. So just cross your legs, get comfortable. As we started in a seated position. I'm just going to take a few moments to notice how the body feels compared to how it did just over 30 minutes ago. So how you feel through the hips. Notice the length through the spine. Notice the space around the shoulders. Make sure there's a softness to the jaw so you're not clenching through the jaw, not scrunching around the eyes. Soft expression across the face. Take a big inhale. Reach the arms up to the sky. Lift them as tall as you can. Use this as an opportunity to grow an inch taller. And then exhale, bring the hands down into a prayer in the center of the chest. Just silently bowing your head in, thanking yourself, giving yourself a little high five for turning up to practice this evening. Well done. Thank you for joining me.